Welcome to our new series, the 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie. Welcome to episode 9 of the 200 Movie Challenge. So we're drumming along here. We're just kind of getting there. At the end of today, we will have 40 different films that we have watched. 40. That means we're a fifth of the way there.
Nice.
40. It's a good
Hey,
round number. I like that. 40 is a good round number.
yeah, absolutely. It's March. Yeah, we're getting there. We're gonna get there.
We're 100% going to get there despite our schedules. So, and you know what? No small talk, nothing. Let's just get into it. What was
hmm
your first movie that you watched and why? Because you kind of told me what it was, and I have never heard of this shit. So, what was your first movie?
Yeah, I was just looking for a movie again, as you know, and it's my constant search is just making sure that I really like these movies under 90 minutes. It's because it allows me to still live my life. And when I see something on Netflix or whatever that's like The Irishman and it's like 3.5 hours, I'm like, I have no idea when I'm gonna watch something like that. If I did watch something like that, I'd have to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and watch it just so I could feel good about myself. So I say so, but I digress. As I was perusing, the streaming options and what I have available, I noticed that I hadn't seen this movie. It's 2012. It's called End of Watch, and it stars Jake Gyllenhaal. It's directed by David Ayer, who did Training Day with Denzel
Love that
Washington
movie.
and Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. Um, Slightly overrated, but my that might be a different podcast for a different day. But I think it's a good movie. This movie, however, pretty much from the beginning, I was not about it. It centers around two cops in Los Angeles. Jake Gyllenhaal is one of those cops. I forget the name of the other guy, but they're both just basically beat cops, and it's got this weird, sort of documentary kind of style where Jake Gyllenhaal's cop character is, recording his day in and out. It's kind of like weird pre TikTok, like kind of a vibe, and I just was not feeling it from the very beginning, and then it started to have kind of a story to it. Basically, the movie opens up with them. They're chasing down a couple of gangbangers. And then they get into a shootout, and then they kill the gangbangers, and that's how it starts. And then it just goes about their lives patrolling and dealing with various criminals in Los Angeles and cartels, and they end up getting a drug bust of one of the cartels. I don't know, drop houses or something like that, and it puts them in some hot water, and that's kind of where the story starts to pick up. Really, more than like halfway through randomly Anna Kendrick is in this and plays Jake Gyllenhaal's love interest to kind of give him some depth, but this movie was just kind of very whatever to me. I will never watch this movie again. I don't have a problem with Jake Gyllenhaal per se. Uh, we've obviously seen Roadhouse,
Roadhouse.
but I've seen Donnie Darko and Brokeback Mountain. I don't have a problem. I know he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I just thought this movie was very kind of like I saw what it was trying to do, and it was kind of cutesy, and it just did not hit. It just did not hit it for me. Like so, for example, I've seen like a movie called Sicario, which stars Benicio del Toro, and that movie's like a really gritty kind of cartel, awesome movie, and it's great. It takes itself seriously. And this movie, I just never took it seriously. I hated the style of it. It took me right out of it. There was some kind of quasi realistic stuff with some of the culture in Los Angeles, especially South Central, from growing up in LA, that kind of rang true to me a little bit, but it really just I really found myself not giving a fuck to this entire movie. And then when the eventual climax happens and then the end, I was just like, whatever. So, end of watch for me. humongous whatever that I've watched this year. Maybe it's the reason why, I didn't watch another movie this week, but as far as rankings go, I had to really think about it
Ooh, this could be good. This could
because
be spicy.
well, because, with Curse of La Llorona, it did what it wanted to do, or it did what it came to do. It didn't do it well. It was, just a whatever horror movie. But I didn't enjoy this movie really at all. Like, I don't remember any parts of this movie that I'll take away that I'm like, okay, cool. There was one shot that I liked in this entire movie, and it's just a random shot of like down a street. It's kind of sunset, and palm trees, and all that stuff. So that was kind of cool. So I'm just telling you, I liked one shot in this movie, and I don't think I'll ever see this movie again. I don't know if I'll ever see Curse of La Llorona, but
So I'm going to ask you. You always
I'm
ask
gonna
me
say it
this.
right now, man.
What's your gut tell you? Is it number 20?
My gut says this is the worst movie I've seen this year. Yeah,
Oh,
it is the worst movie, and I'm not saying that it's the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not. I'm just saying in the rankings of I don't give a shit. This is like number one, and I teeter tottered, and my gut is telling me right now that this is the number 20 movie. I just thought this movie was fucking dumb, dude. I just did not really get the vibe. I didn't get from the very beginning. It's like sometimes you just know, and you've seen a gajillion movies. Sometimes you just know at the beginning, and you're like, I have a feeling that this is gonna suck,
yeah.
and then it does. Now there were parts that got better, and I'm not saying it's way worse than Curse of La Llorona, but I can't put it above it. I have to put it below it. So it's this week I saw the worst of the 20 movies I've seen this year, and that was End of Watch. And I don't know. I don't care really about David Ayer. Like I've seen his work. It's kind of whatever to me. I have not seen Fury starring Brad Pitt. That also has Shia LaBeouf in it, so I'm not sure about that. I think I'll stick to one. Um, but yeah, that's my ultimate thing. I just did not feel this movie. I would not recommend it. Um, really at all. Although oddly enough, I ended up downloading Police Simulator very shortly afterwards, so maybe it did have an effect. Because I felt like I wanted to write parking tickets. But yeah, no, this movie is not great.
Not great. This is you're under the
Not
bed
great.
at the moment. Just it's down
No,
there.
I think it's better than that. I haven't seen
Oh,
Under the Bed yet,
no,
but
no,
I
no.
think it's probably
I'm
better
not.
than that one.
I just more meant this is your
There'll
last
be a
place
worse
movie.
movie.
No, do
Yeah,
not get me
there'll be
wrong.
a worse
Under
movie
the
than
Bed is
this.
probably worse than this. Hell, Killer Movie is probably worse than this. I don't know because obviously I did not see
Yeah.
um, End of Watch, so I'm not saying. And you know what? You probably will see something worse. I mean, that might be because of me,
Oh, definitely. Oh,
but you know
yeah.
what I
No,
mean.
100%. I would bet
This
all
isn't
my money on
the
that. Yeah.
question. So, oh my
Look, I
god.
mean, this movie depends, and I said the same thing with Free State of Jones. Your mileage on End of Watch is really going to depend on like, do you like if you like Jake Gyllenhaal and what he's about, you're probably going to like this movie. I just thought it was really empty and just I saw what it was trying to do, and I was never about it.
Hmm. Yeah, no. When you sent me this, I didn't even see the year, which is weird because it's a movie I think I would have seen at Blockbuster. I mean, that was kind of the last year I worked there,
2012?
2012. Yeah, because I think I left.
Oh yeah, I guess me
Because
too. Yeah.
yeah, because I left end of 2012. Actually, no,
2011.
2013. 2013, I think was. I don't know.
Jesus,
It's
you
around
held
that
down
era.
that long.
It's been a long, long time. So, but yeah, I never even heard of this. Had no clue outside of just the thumbnail I saw of the movie. I'm like, oh, okay. And even from that, I'm like, it looks so generic, and I'm just like, eh. I was like, I ain't gonna watch this. So
It kind of just I don't waste your time unless you really like Jake Gyllenhaal
I like him in some of
and
the
you
things
want to
he
watch all the
does,
movies.
but I don't
He's
follow
kind of
him.
whatever in
Yeah.
this, He's just kind of. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you this right now. I like Roadhouse better than this movie.
We knew what we were getting to with Roadhouse, though. Like, we knew it was a remake and we are going to shit on it, but yeah, no,
I enjoyed the new Roadhouse more than I enjoyed this movie by a lot.
That's saying something there.
Uh-huh. Yep.